I love the movies. Comedy, drama, action, sci-fi, The Hobbit. What are the experts saying about the movies? 501 movies in 501 days. That's my record. This is my area of expertise. I'm Gregg Turkington, the new host of Gregg Turkington's On Cinema at the Cinema. Time to get serious about movies. This is going to be fun. That's a wrap. Hey guys, welcome to the premiere episode of Gregg Turkington's On Cinema at the Cinema, the show where we review movies and provide critical expertise so that you can make a decision on what movie you want to see this weekend. You may have seen the show in the past. This is a little bit of a different show now. We're going a little more into the world of expertise. People are asking me, who is your guest expert going to be now that you're hosting the show? And we went through a lot of applications, but I'll tell you something. Being a host is a tough job, and it's hard to be able to be a host and an expert. We needed to bring somebody in who could fulfill that role better than anyone. And I think you'll be surprised at who we found. I'd like to introduce right now the new guest, the new permanent guest of On Cinema at the Cinema, Gregg Turkington. Oh. Hey guys, good to be here back on the show once again. It's been a pretty busy time off during which I set a new world's record. I aimed to watch 500 movies in 500 days, and we did it one better with 501 movies in 501 days. So I'll be hearing from the Guinness folks pretty soon, and we'll keep you up to date on that situation. Pretty cool. Today the movies that myself and my guest will be reviewing include Jupiter Ascending. This is directed by Andy and Lana Wachowski, starring Mila Kunis, Channing Tatum, and Eddie Redmayne. In the future, a young, destitute woman gets targeted for assassination by the Queen of the Universe and begins her destiny to finish the Queen's reign. What did you think, Greg? Yeah, you know, this is kind of the epitome of the popcorn movie. These are the guys that did The Matrix, and if you love The Matrix and The Matrix 2, The Matrix 3, the sequels, you'll love this. They haven't done sequels to this yet, but I'm sure they will, and I'm sure we'll like those as well. Needless to say, I agree with our guest. I think that this movie is really a lot of fun. It's the kind of thing you'd want to go to with a friend because it gets a little scary. I'm going to give it 5 bags of popcorn. Our next movie today is the SpongeBob movie, and it's directed by Paul Tibbitt and Mike Mitchell, starring Tom Kenny, Antonio Banderas, Clancy Brown. In this movie, SpongeBob goes on a quest to discover a stolen recipe that takes him to our dimension where he tangles with a pirate. Let's get some expert opinion on this one. I'm going to give this one 5 bags of popcorn and maybe a souvenir keychain from The Matrix, just to remind folks of the origins of this film. Sorry, that's from Jupiter Ascending. How about the SpongeBob movie? Oh God, what can you say about SpongeBob? He's an American institution. Having him on the big screen where he belongs is kind of a thrill. This is something you could take your kids to. You can take your grandparents too, because SpongeBob's been around a long time and built up quite a fan base. I'm going to give this 5 bags of popcorn and a little cup with SpongeBob printed on it, and you can have soft drinks or even put a handful of popcorn in it. And it's an interesting trend. Television shows or cartoons expanding into being feature films, and it's something we should keep our eye on for the future. Now we have a new segment here on the show. Oh, and I give that one 5 bags of popcorn also. The 10 bags in total for SpongeBob, the SpongeBob movie. And so we have a new segment here that we're debuting. I think this is going to be pretty popular with the movie heads out there who watch this show. In the past, I hosted a very popular segment called Popcorn Classics, where we looked at some of the great movies in all genres. Because of my hosting duties now, it's a little bit hard to maintain the quality on the Popcorn Classics segment. I've got a lot of hats to wear. And so we're introducing a new segment, which we're calling Golden Age comedies. WC?
Godfrey Daniels! It's me, your old pal W.C. Fields, here to introduce a new segment called Golden Classics of Comedy. I just want to thank Gregg Turkington for having me here to do this. And do I have a Golden Age comedy classic for you today? Starring Drew Barrymore and Luke Wilson in Home Fries. These two love bugs get into it just like I used to when I would play Squilligan with my leading ladies. It stars two lovers and a pregnant Drew Barrymore. The only problem is his brother wants to kill her. The only question I have, do you want fries with that? It's a great movie, and I think it's going to be fun for everyone. Maybe too risque for the little ones. This ain't no Mae Westy film. It's one of my favorites. That said, I've never watched a movie I didn't enjoy. All right, I want to throw it back to Gregg Turkington, and I can't wait to be here next week and every week in this exciting new chapter of WC's career. Back to you, Greg, my little chickadee.
W.C. Fields, the legend, and that's a great segment, W.C., and we'll be seeing a lot of you in episodes to come and in seasons to come, because we've got some pretty high expectations for this program over the next few years. Finally, a show that introduces movie criticism for all to enjoy, and I'm very excited about it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week on Gregg Turkington's On Cinema at the Cinema. Great to be here, and I'll see you all next week on Cinema at the Cinema with your host, Gregg Turkington.
Right. No.